Punt It Long, episode 7. I mentioned a few weeks ago Alan Pardew was a football fraud. He just manages to keep getting in positions where he really shouldn't be. So I've compiled a list of multiple personalities within football that are going to become a part of Fraud FC, and we're going to go right down the list of who I've got so far, and we'll keep adding to that as the months go on. So first, at the top, you've got your board members. Now this was a pretty easy one to pick. There's basically two owners at the moment who don't really know exactly what they're doing with their club. They're kind of running it a bit dodgy, and one of them in specific is not doing a great job at all. We're going to have a mixture of Roman Abramovich at Chelsea and Dave King at Rangers. Both very similar types of clubs in terms of what their values are. Chelsea being British anyway, but Rangers following that mantra of loving the Queen, etc. But their board, absolutely horrendous. They've been treating their fans a bit in the dirt recently, and they definitely deserve to be up there with Fraud FC. They're tarnishing the name of Rangers at the moment, and Roman Abramovich also is kind of not changing the model at Chelsea, and it's kind of ruining their reputation, especially since they're defending champions at the moment and they're really not playing like that on the pitch. He's putting the principles of a new stadium over actually performances on the pitch, so they make it in at the board members. We're going to skip right down to the manager now, and it was a pretty easy one to pick. Obviously I discussed it a few episodes ago, and it's going to be obviously Alan Pardew. As I said, he manages to get jobs everywhere he goes, and I just don't see a reason why he hasn't done anything except from getting Newcastle to finish 5th, and apart from that he's won a few promotion playoffs and came runners up in the other competitions he's been involved in, so don't really see the reason for his management, and for that reason he's a manager of Fraud FC. Notable mentions go to Jose Mourinho, but he's won a lot in his career. He's gone down the pan a bit now, but doesn't quite make him part of Fraud FC just yet. And now we go into the actual first team, and goalkeeper was the easiest choice I ever had to make. It's one of the players that I absolutely despise in terms of the reputation he has, and it's simply just down to the fact that he's got the experience and the name and etc, etc. It's Joe Hart. He continuously get mentions for England call-ups, going to the World Cup. They were still discussing it at the West Ham Stoke game a few nights ago, where Joe Hart made the error for the goal, and they barely made a big deal about it. You know, if that was a foreign keeper or any other keeper except for Joe Hart, they would have slated him. If that had happened in Scottish football, it would have been slated as well. So Joe Hart gets the goalkeeper position for Fraud FC. Easy pick. I've not actually managed to really think about any defenders at the moment, but we'll skip straight to the midfield, and I've got two central midfielders to fit in there. Now one is a bit controversial just due to the fact that he's now got a career in management. Joey Barton's actually just been announced as the new Fleetwood manager for next season, so he could potentially become a wee assistant manager to Alan Pardew, who knows. But for now I'm going to put him down as a player, despite the fact that he basically retired for the game when he got his ban in order. Joey Barton is going to be in the midfield alongside his Rangers pal Andy Halliday. Although I'll be a bit calmer on Andy Halliday, it's not always his fault. The game at the weekend where he played half an hour for Rangers and you barely even knew he was on the pitch, and he stormed off and had a wee shout at the fans that were getting on his back, so maybe he can be put down to ball boy or something for Fraud FC. But I'm making it in the midfield, Joey Barton so far. My feelings about Joey Barton, he's just a bit of a Now, as you know, in modern day football, every football club has a marketing team, and if you didn't know, you're living under a rock or whatever, or you don't have Twitter, then Manchester City's kind of sponsor, I suppose, it wasn't actually their marketing team that put this out, but they released a marketing video where Manchester City were celebrating being crowned champions of the Premier League, and this is what they came up with. So basically this lineup from top to bottom, they're all just massive L's at the moment. Over the weeks I'll maybe take a few out because they might improve over time. Joey Barton might prove that he's a brilliant manager and he might no longer be a fraud, but for now he really is. Really, I just think they're all just massive L's, man. And as always here on Punt It Long, we'll go full circle and go back to my club, Dunfermline, but something's not quite right. That's better. At the moment, Dunfermline are still going through their really good patch in the season, since obviously earlier on in the season we're far better now. That's 8 games unbeaten with a 4-0 win over Brecon at the weekend, and we go into this game this weekend against Inverness, who have a game tonight against Dumbarton. It's a massive game, and any type of result would be really ideal. If we go on to lose the game, then they have every chance of coming in and overtaking us, despite the fact that they have to win the remaining games. If we win it, then that's it. That's us secured the playoffs, and it's our aim reached, which would be ideal. And as I've said before, didn't think this was going to be the case a month and a half ago, and I'm very pleased that it is, because the team's playing brilliant just now, and the January additions have really added something new. I'm hoping that we can keep the majority of these players that we signed in January. I'm hoping that we can keep Tom Baidlin, Lee Robinson. I like James Cragen, and I feel he would have something to offer. I think he's better than what we had. I think he's a better option than Dean Shields. But as I said, it's a massive game this weekend, and if we can get any type of result, then it will see off Inverness, and it will see off any other type of challenge that we had. And you never know what can happen from there. The playoffs are a funny thing. Brecon made it through last year when nobody expected them to. They weren't expected to go through at all, and it was a massive surprise that they came up. Anything can happen. I would be delighted if we went up to the Premiership. It would certainly be a boost for the finances, if anything else, and it would be a great experience to be able to properly remember a Premier League campaign for us, because obviously the last time we were there I didn't really go to much games and wasn't as into football as I am now, so it would be great for us to actually finally make it there, and for me to be able to remember it and document it in ways that I wasn't able to before. So we're into the question part of the video now. Last week's question got 10 answers, and it was, how much did Cristiano Ronaldo transfer for from Man United to Real Madrid? There was 10 answers, 7 voted for 80 million, 1 voted for 83 million, 1 voted for 75, and 1 voted for 90 million. And the correct answer was 80 million. So 2 weeks in a row. Get in there, lads. So this week, obviously we spoke about Fraud FC, and the owners of Fraud FC were Roman Abramovich and a mixture of Dave King as well. So speaking of Roman Abramovich, who was his first signing in his era at Chelsea? So when he first came into charge at Chelsea, who was the first signing that was made under his ownership? As always, I'll leave the poll in the top right hand corner right now, and you can go and vote there. And also use the comments. Tell me if there's any other players that you think should be involved in Fraud FC. And that's it for this week's episode of Punt It Long. Thanks for watching once again. I've got a documentary coming out on Friday. It's going to be something a bit different from what I usually do, and I'm going to try and do as many of them as I possibly can, and hopefully you enjoy them. If you do, then please give it a massive thumbs up, show your support on it, because I'm trying to bring it a bit more of my creative side in videos, and I'm hoping that these videos can show that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.